Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, three actors are accused of racism. All three actors happen to be part of the Arrowverse in the CW. And Looney Tunes gets cucked. I mean, really. The absolute stupidity of this world is astonishing. And hold on one second. How you doing, Runner? Just give me 1 second, folks. There, that should do it. Alrighty, yeah. I think the internet has made people dumber. You're damn right, Junebug. Actually, it's not the internet that has made people dumber. It's just given them the opportunity to express their stupidity on a wider medium, so to speak. Anyway, let's get into this first thing about the Arrowverse. We got first they fired what's his damn name? Hartley something. The guy that plays Elongated Man. Some dumb bitch named Sky Jackson, a blue check on Twitter, decides to go back 9 years, 8 to 9 years, into this guy's Twitter and dig up all this sort of stuff. Why would anybody do that? What is the motive behind going that far into somebody's Twitter just to dig up dirt? I mean, did he have a fling with this woman? Did they get together? Or apparently he must have said something she didn't like, or do something she didn't like. Yeah, and that's the thing, Lyndon. Apparently he did apologize. And that's the dumb fucking thing. I mean, all he did, Hartley, whatever his last name is freaking, all he did was make edgy humor back in early 2010s. I mean, one thing he actually said was actually true at the time. And oh my God, dude, Runner Studios, it takes more than just hours. It could take a day at best to go back 9 years on Twitter. Shit. When I used Twitter, I tried going back as far as I could on somebody, and they stopped at 6 months. So, yeah, picture that. So, for somebody to do some deep diving like that, if anybody does deep diving like that into my fucking thing, if I see people that like a tweet from months ago, chances are I'm about to block their ass, because that means you're deep diving. Yeah, I may have said things in my past I'm not proud of. So, yeah, if you're going to deep dive into my fucking profile and look up shit just to expose me as a whatever, I'll block your ass. I'll fucking block your ass. So, yeah, he gets fired from the CW. He's not going to be in the next season of Flash. He might be in the next couple episodes because they were originally supposed to be part of this season, or of the season that they had. But, God damn it. Had one of these things to eat and just feels like it's stuck in my frickin' teeth. But anyway, he gets fired for shit he did 8 to 9 years ago. I'm sorry, but that should be illegal. Did they ever ask him, do you regret saying it, or whatever? I would have easily, or if I was their bosses, I would have said, you're firing me for this, I'll fucking fight you. I mean, then they go after frickin' Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlin Snow and Killer Frost, or in this case, Frost. And back in the early seasons of The Flash, she was engaging with fans and saying that she liked the whole Snowberry concept, where Caitlin Snow and Barry Allen are a couple. She liked the chemistry. Well, people did some deep diving on that and found out that she said those things, and oh my God, she's racist. It's like, fuck you guys. How is she racist? Well, she's taking away from an interracial relationship. How? The show clearly puts Candace Patton's character, Iris, with Barry Allen. They're fucking married. And they love each other to the end of time. So, yeah, how is it racist? Why? Because she's black? That shouldn't mean a shit. Thing is, folks, if Danielle Panabaker said, I was doing this because I don't want him in a relationship with Iris because she's black, that would be racist. That would be racist. But she didn't say that. So, stands to reason, she's not fucking racist. And then you get fucking them going after Stephen Amell on the 1st of June, where he expressed that he hasn't had a lot of, or seen a lot of racism out in the world. He hasn't seen a lot of it. Also, he thinks that cops should be celebrated and not have it ruined because of a few bad apples. He spoke his mind. All of a sudden, he's racist. I covered this all in a fucking video earlier, guys. But I did say in that video that I would do this current events to explain further on it and give my thoughts on it. Now, as I have said several times before, I am against what happened to George Floyd. I think everyone in the fucking United States who has a measure of morality and decency is against what happened to George Floyd. But for these motherfucking celebrities to say, we need to defund the police, and Brie Larson out there retweeting, defunding the police, you got freaking politicians calling for it, to defund the police and to get rid of them. First off, that's illegal. You cannot disband a legal or a law enforcement organization. Not unless you can prove that 100% of that organization is or has crossed a line that betrays its institution. Also, if for some stupid ass reason that they do, well, you just gave the federal government all the ammunition they needed to go in and freaking suppress. I don't want that to happen. It is ridiculous that these people are going so out of reasonable intelligence to say that anybody who has a difference of opinion is racist. And to say that you're not racist automatically makes you racist. Thank you to Will Gentry for basically joking about that on my thing earlier. But yeah, if you try saying that you're not racist, that automatically makes you racist. So to anybody who is so limited in their ability to comprehend a difference of opinion, fuck yourself. Go sit on a goddamn cactus or sit on a ribbed dildo that's underwater with the batteries in. Get a jolt while it's up your ass. Because I am so sick of this bullshit. And now, I mean, the fact that celebrities, also Sam Witwer recently, who defended his friend who was a law enforcement official, now he's actually going off and saying, now he's going off and saying to defund the police. What the fuck are you thinking, Sam? What the fuck are you seriously thinking? I mean, the fact that you have a right in this country, a constitutional freedom to express your opinion however you see fit, as long as it does not endanger or cause grievous injury, which is physical, onto another. And as long as it's not under hate speech, which sadly is very generalized now. You have a right to defend your friends, but you're afraid that it's going to ruin your political, or your, not political, your entertainment career, simply because you are not agree or saying stuff that the rest of Hollywood wants you to agree to. That's why, if I was a person in Hollywood, I'd say I really have no comment on any of this stuff. Yes, what happened to George Floyd is terrible. And if they comment on that, I would simply say, I'm not going to comment any further. I have more important things that I need to focus on. Some of that might happen to be involved with what's going on. Some of it may not, but you'll just have to wait and find out. Let them run their opinion pieces. And if they can't prove their opinion pieces and they run with it, then you can sue the media for defamation. And yes, the media is able to be sued if they are not, or if they do not print a retraction to or even an opinion piece. I've looked up some stuff. It's very interesting. Now, again, everybody in the United States, or at least 99.99999999999% of everyone in the United States thinks that what happened to George Floyd was wrong, and it is wrong. I have not seen a single person say that what happened to George Floyd was justified. No one has said that. No one. Not a damn person. So everybody's saying that you're racist because of one thing or another during this whole George Floyd fiasco. Go sit on a stick and make sure that there's a lot of branches in it. Because I'm sick and tired of all of this shit going on. And here's the thing, folks. Abanas and I actually had a little exchange on Twitter, a peaceful exchange, after I basically called out that the Black Lives Matter movement was built off the premise of a lie, which was the hands up, don't shoot. He asked me to explain my position. I did. And me and him are still on good terms. Now, this goes into what I have said in a very early video. I think it's pre-thumbnail, but it might not be. Every institution, be it law enforcement, LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter even, every organization is mostly interpreted by their loudest and most extreme members and representatives. So, sadly, that means that most people view the Black Lives Matter movement as a movement that hates police, wants to kill all police, and other stuff. Yes, even before I got on YouTube, I fell for all that bullshit. Thing is, the real Black Lives Matter movement is actually more pure than that. They don't want to get rid of the police. They just want to know, or people to know, that yes, there is a problem with racial injustice in this country. There is a problem. So I will acknowledge that. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist, because it does. But it is not as bad as everyone, or as most extreme BLM members are blowing it up to be. Every cop that I have talked to, and I know a lot of them, has condemned what happened to George Floyd. All of them. Not a damn cop went to any defense in any shape, way, manner, or form for the guy who killed him. I will not say his name on this or on any of my videos. So yeah, the fact that the media continues to vilify our law enforcement, the fact that people continue to vilify the law enforcement institutions that we have that serve and protect society, the fact that the city council in Minneapolis is pledging to disband, even though they won't be able to. They cannot lawfully disband law enforcement, folks. They cannot lawfully disband the police force. If they do, it is illegal. They can be arrested for attempting insurrection action against a lawful institution. The government cannot, state or federal, disband any legitimate law organization that has not abused its power. One cop or two cops or four cops or however many were around George Floyd when the guy who killed him put his knee on his neck does not equal 100% of that institution. It doesn't. Anybody who thinks it does, you need to go back to kindergarten. You need to ask your teacher, what does 1 + 1 equal? So I'll give you the short answer. It actually equals 2. Now, does 2 equal over 100 million? No, it really doesn't. So yeah, the whole thing with George Floyd, I stand with the Black Lives Matter movement, the peaceful protesters. I do not stand with the extreme parts of it. Let them protest peacefully. But for those who spread hateful rhetoric, like Al Sharpton and all those other politicians that are virtue signaling, they are the extremes that I mentioned, the worst representatives. And they are what's doing harm to humanity and keeping it divided. As for the celebrities who got accused of racism, on behalf of the logical humanity or the logical parts of humanity, to Hartley, whatever your name is, to Danielle Panabaker and to Stephen Amell, I am sincerely sorry that you guys have to go through the abuses that you have gone through, simply because you had an opinion either in the past or currently that didn't go along with the extreme, hateful, bigoted members of society. Now on to the next part of current events, the Looney Tunes. But before I do get into that, let's get into some of the chat. Sorry about that, folks. I went off on a huge tangent and I missed a lot of stuff. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. Going to work, or left a like. Thank you for doing that. The job posting site indeed has bent the knee to BLM, making it harder to find work. Yeah, I don't doubt that it has. 8 or 9 years ago, I was 18 years old. I'm definitely not the same person at 27 years old. If I can change, you can change. We all can change. Amen, Rocky 4. Indeed, man. Angry Vader, good to see you. These people are freaking insane. You're damn right they are. Runner Studios. How many hours does that take to, like I said, to go through years of stuff? Days. Companies nowadays don't even think. You're darn right, Cayman Rider. I've always been a fan of interracial relationships. I have no problem with any relationship, honestly, unless it is something that is so immoral and disgusting. like a pedophilic relationship. That is where I draw the line. So I guess you don't want to cheat on your wife is racist according to PC Lips. Yeah, basically, Junebug. If you have a difference of opinion than me, then just go to your safe space, aka adult cry rooms. Oh God, good one, Junebug. Let's not forget that the Nazis started out as a political movement before Hitler was the leader, and they were known as the National Socialist German Workers. Thing is, you're right. Back in history, if you look back that far, you're right. They were not genocidal maniacs at that time. How are you doing, Rambling? Good to see you. Extremists, looters, riots, HBO Max in general. Yeah. Now, now that I've caught up with the chat, onto the Looney Tunes thing. So basically, Looney Tunes is taking away Elmer Fudd's rifle and Yosemite Sam's 6-shooters, both of them. And he's giving Elmer Fudd a scythe, and they're giving Yosemite Sam a couple of knives. Also, they said they're also going to be able to use explosives and whatnot too. Okay. Sir, may I ask you a common sense question? Sure, go ahead. What's worse, explosives or fucking guns? Think about that, you morons, whoever's controlling frickin' Looney Tunes right now. Can somebody actually tell me, how you doing, Origins? Can somebody in the chat please tell me who is running Looney Tunes? Who owns them? Is it still MGM? Somebody please look that up. Because I seriously want to know who the CEO or owner or whatever is in charge of Looney Tunes. Now, here's the thing. You're going to allow them to use blades. Okay, they're not as dangerous as guns, but they can actually be worse than guns in some certain areas. Now, also, I'd rather die by a bullet than getting stabbed to death. Junebug, thing is, dude, a bullet can do the same damage as a blade. It can kill you slowly. A lead slug from a revolver will stay in your body, bleed into your blood, and kill you slowly if you're shot in an area that's non-vital. I mean, I learn a lot from video games, and I also research afterward to check to see if it's true. One of the very first things I learned from Metal Gear Solid when I was a freaking teenager was when Snake was fighting against Revolver Ocelot. Snake has the automatic. How you doing, Rosetta? It's good to see you. I'm doing well. Just doing some current events. We just covered CW and the whole George Floyd mess and racism stuff. Now we're getting into the Looney Tunes and how they cucked them. Basically, or as I was saying back with the whole Metal Gear Solid thing, new CEO for Warner Media is Jason Kilar. Well, Jason Kilar, dude, if you are involved with this whole changing thing, I'm going to get into that after I finish what I was saying. Basically, Ocelot is fighting Snake with Revolver Ocelot, and Snake has the automatic. And if you use the codec to, how you doing, Riot Kitty? Good to see you. If you use the codec to call Master Miller, he tells you that the muzzle velocity of the of your SOCOM pistol is a lot higher than the velocity or muzzle velocity of the revolver. That's bad for your character, because when you get shot with a revolver, depending on the model and make and whatever, the bullet tends to lodge in. It's rarely ever a through and through with a revolver, folks. unless it is a high-powered revolver. Because butchering someone ain't more dark than shooting someone. Well, basically, they turned Elmer Fudd into the Grim Reaper. Yeah, they did. So, so he explains it in the game that you don't want to get shot with revolvers because, well, you're going to have to dig out the bullets. That's not easy to do. And shooting a person through and through, depending on whether you nick a vein or not, they can easily just walk that off after a few weeks. Now, back to the whole thing with the CEO of Warner Media. Jason Kilar is apparently the new CEO of Warner Media, and apparently he's the one that talks about all this shit and changes all this shit. He's the ultimately responsible for it. Dude, again, what is more dangerous, explosives or a gun? You see all these anti-gun nuts out there that want to get rid of guns. Okay, well, explosives are far more dangerous. You can blow a person to smithereens with a freaking explosive. There is not a single gun that a person can wield in their hands that can blow a person apart like an explosive can. Now, there is the 50 caliber Barrett rifle that can blow a person's arm off or head off like a fucking melon and whatnot, but that does not equate to an explosive. As for scythes and knives, you do realize those are far more bloody than guns, right? I mean, sure, you get shot in the liver, your blood, or you're going to bleed out. Sure, you get hit in any vital area with a gun or with a bullet, you're going to bleed out. But you get sliced, like right across the stomach. Well, you're going to bleed a hell of a lot more, and you're probably going to have some stuff come out that's not just blood. Hate to tell you this, folks, but what Warner Media has done was the dumbest fucking move an adult can think of. Keep the fucking guns. Back when I was a child, I watched movies where people were getting shot to shit like RoboCop. Man, when they were shooting people, or when they were shooting him apart before he became RoboCop, Murphy, they were showing some very disturbing shit. He got his hand blown off. He was getting shot all to shit. And guess what? I saw that movie for the first time at 3 years old. And you want to know what I learned? Because my father was a good parent. Son, that's not real. Also, you do not use guns against other people. When you are older, I will teach you more. And he did. He taught me how guns are, or how to be responsible with firearms. Now, also, when it came to cartoons, Dan, that's fake. You know the difference. Yes, I saw Looney Tunes at a young age, and I saw a real gun, and then I saw the guns on the TV. Well, guess what? The cartoony guns look a little bit like the real guns, but I was able to distinguish fake from reality. You see, it's a very easy thing if you have a shred of common sense. Medieval weapons, far more gruesome. You're damn right. Shit, some of the stuff the Spartans used, oh my God, would make Freddy Krueger blush. Elmer Fudd, Hunter, I would love to see them go after a deer with a scythe, especially an 8-point buck. Don't challenge me to do something like that, because the thing is, I can actually show you effective methods and whatnot. I mean, yeah. Anywho, but yeah, folks, Warner Media. You either Jason Kilar or Kyler, or however you pronounce that name, you are the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met. You are more retarded than Kathleen Kennedy. That's saying something. Because you, sir, are allowing to get rid of guns, but you're keeping explosives. And you're vying for more up-close, personal, brutal killing tools. Seriously, folks. When I see the stupidity and the ignorance of mankind out in the real world, it's one thing. Or in shows and stuff, it's one thing. When I see it out in the real world, I'm starting to think that Ultron may have had a point. And yes, I am referencing Age of Ultron. Much as a lot of other people didn't like that movie, I actually kind of did. So, you know, subjective opinion. Difference of opinion, fine. But I still liked it. Now, that's going to wrap it up for the 2 current event things that I had planned for this current event stream. So I am going to open it up to an open forum. So what does anybody else want to talk about? Anybody got any questions or anything like that? Anybody want to ask me any questions about whatever is going on, what my opinions are? Just try not to keep it, or just try to keep it not too political, please, because I don't want that shit on my channel too much. You guys got any questions about the versus streams? Let me check. I believe I have 1 slot open for the next versus stream next Friday. Let's see here. Versus stream panelists. Yes, the Vader versus Malgus stream has 1 opening left for that. If you got anybody wants to join. The Cadis versus Emo Bitch is already full. I do have the Jason Bourne versus John Wick panel being put together. I am going to try to reach out to my buddy Drew and see if he has people who wants to join that panel, because he also knows John or Jason Bourne and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to reach out to Drew, and I'm going to put his name in here just in case. But yeah, there's that one. Plus, anybody have any questions? I just went from 8 to 6. Okay, good. But yeah, anybody got any questions? Anybody want to join in? I'll bring you on. We can shoot the shit for a little bit. Anyone? All right, that's saved. And because of... Oh, did Odin end the giveaway yet on his Discord? No, he hasn't. I think he might have forgotten about the giveaway. But then again, he may not have. I mean, he's gone a couple days. He's gone a couple of days without saying anything on it. You think it's sad that certain franchises that we love so much only exist just to sell merchandise? Yeah. Runner Studios. I can join the John Wick and Jason Bourne stream. You would like to? All right, I'll put you in. Me and you are, I'll also message you a little later. All right, because there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. Good things, don't worry. It's not going to be too bad. Got 3 notifications. Ooh, I got 15 or 14 likes in here. Thanks, guys. Well, 13 minus me. Ryan Kennel, Ryan Observer, yada yada yada. Oh, whoa! I just saw blades. Oh, that works. Nice. Alrighty. Yeah. But yeah, I will put you in the note section. So, Runner Studios. All right, I have you put up in the Jason Bourne one. So yeah. How you doing, Mongo? Good to see you. I'll give a brief recap of the stuff that I discussed. The three actors from the Arrowverse, Hartley something, the guy that played as Elongated Man in The Flash, Danielle Panabaker, and God damn it, Stephen Amell from the Arrowverse. They all got recently accused of racism in one way or another. Hartley actually got fired. They didn't commit any form of racism. How you doing, friend? We're good to see you guys. But it's just ridiculous that they're facing backlash over the dumbest things. Also, I talked about the Looney Tunes thing, where they're taking away the guns and giving them scythes and knives instead. I mean, they didn't really think that through. Also, I talked a little bit about the whole protesting and something that I did a while back, the videos. How about a Flash versus Sonic for a versus string? I will think about that, Cayman. July is already filled up roster wise. I got Kaitis versus Ren or Emo Bitch. I got Jason Bourne versus John Wick, and I also got Jaina Solofel versus Starkiller. So August, remind me about that, Cayman Rider. You're on Twitter. Throw me a message. After July or in like mid-July, throw me a message, and I will make a note of it. Because because folks, July started late in the week. We got 3 versus streams for July. So that's something I haven't done yet. And looking forward to doing. But yeah, so far the whatchamacallit, Vader versus Malgus has 1 spot open. What is my Twitter? It's Orange Hat Reviews. Just look me up. It's the same insignia as on my Twitter, or not Twitter, or it's a guy, or it's a little avatar in an orange hat. I'm actually going to switch it back so it's not as confusing. The Kaitis versus Emo Bitch panel is already full up, so July's first versus stream is full up. But the one coming up, Vader versus Malgus, I have 1 more person ready or open, because you're going to be joining me, OG Star Wars, Ambassador, Mara Jade, and Annihilus. So anybody who wants in on that, you got to know enough, and you got to make sure that you give people, or remember, these streams are for everyone. I bring in OG and Mara Jade on the Star Wars ones because they know their EU stuff. So that's why you see them mostly. But when it comes to other stuff or other versus streams, I am going to reach out to other people to spread it around to make it a more diverse panel at times. So yes, the Jason Bourne one, unless one of them wants in on it, they can request. But I might have them in, I might not. It all depends. I tried to reach out to the smaller channels as well to give them a chance. I believe Raging Rhino wanted in on one of the panels. Yes, he's on the Kaitis versus Emo. Okay, just made sure that I updated that. But other than that, how's everybody doing? Let me just finish this stuff. I tell you, when you've poked a person over 2,800 times on Facebook, you know that you and that person have a good friendship. Once I get my better computer, if you ever do a James Bond versus whoever stream, I might be interested. Well, think of a person that's willing to, or think of a person to go up against James Bond, Junebug, and then shoot me a message. Hungry, making breakfast. Awesome, Lyndon. Good to see you, man. Hail to the Aussie brethren, folks. Like I said, Lyndon, Raging Rhino, and Lethal Lightning. Those guys are freaking awesome. I mean, Lyndon Hal, he's the wise and the silent of the full Aussie. Where you got Raging Rhino, who rages out when you raise specific topics. And then you got the crazy toxic masculine guy, Lethal Lightning. And those three make up the full Aussie, guys. And let me tell you, I get up every Saturday and I clear whatever the fuck I'm doing just so I can watch those guys be awesome. So yeah, if you guys don't do anything, if you're in the United States, Saturdays around like 9:50 a.m. Eastern Standard, unless you're like awake really, really early over in the Eastern or Western Coast, you guys will catch the full Aussie. Oh my gosh, guys, it is so fucking funny to watch them. James Bond or Indiana Jones found a time machine and they fuck each other. Well, that would be interesting. Anything they stream is good. You're right, Fenrirfire. Very true. Also, check out Mara Jade at Nerdy and the Lethal. She does great streams. One of the things I do like about Lethal and Mara, and even myself too, we do what's known as open forums. And I'm actually going to start doing or scheduling an open forum at night to allow anybody to come in. Chances are I will do it probably Wednesday nights from now on, where anybody who wants to come in, you can come in, we can shoot the shit, talk whatever, movies and whatnot. And the reason why I like open forums is because it gives the host, the YouTuber, a chance to cover or a chance to interact with their viewers, a chance to be humble and bring in those smaller channels, those are channels that people want to build up. Yes, even bigger channels are welcome in. Don't get me wrong. I welcome in everyone. So if you guys want to come in, shoot me a freaking, or say that you want to come in, I'll let you on. I'll put a link in the chat. And if there's a lot of people that come into the background or backstage, I'll have to rotate. One of the great things about Mara, she does those open forums. She shut up in subs, but she kept humble. She stayed in touch with the people who helped her get where she is. Same with Lethal. He brings in the smaller channels like me. I'm almost at 470 subs. I think I'm like 467 right now. I'm trying to get to 500. Conan versus... God damn it, Mongo. God damn it. God damn it, Mongo. I'm making a note of that. I'm making a note of that. Quick memo. Get out of that one. That's for panelists. Mongo, if you ever get your channel going, or even if you want to be on the panel for that one, you will be on the panel for that. Because you came up with a great one there, dude. Possible or August versus streams. Versus streams. Conan versus Aragorn. And you know what? I'm actually going to reach out to Josiah Rises for that one. Because he's a big Tolkien fan. And Mara Jade, I'll reach out to that one too. So yeah. Emperor Palpatine versus Morgoth. Yikes. You know what? When Mara and Alva or Lyndon and a bunch of us do that Lord of the Rings lore panel, we're definitely going to have to talk about Morgoth for a little bit. Lethal brought me on when I didn't even have 10 subs, just shooting the shit with him on Twitter, mostly in the beginning. Legend. You're damn right. And that is how you can tell that a person or that a YouTuber is truly a good YouTuber and a humble one. I say it at the end of all of my videos, with exception of the one that I did earlier today. You're going to have to ask Mara Jade. I think the panel's full. I'm not sure. But I'll also do a Lord of the Rings panel with you, Rosetta. Shit. Because I also like talking. And I'll even bring in Lyndon too, man. Lyndon, what is a good time for you and what not? Because when it comes to international panelists, I always go to their convenience. So a good time for them is a good time for me. Now, yes, Lyndon, or as to what Lyndon just said here, if my thingy wants to, chat jumped, sorry about that. There we go. And it's probably going to hide. Yep. Jeez. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm going to, or that's what I'm saying. People who are humble, even the ones, if your subs shoot up a lot and you still engage with the people who was working on a sequel to the Lord of the Rings. I did not know that. In Orange, I am setting up a weekly personality show with a friend. He has like 50 subs. I don't care. He's one of my favorite guys to talk to. Awesome. I'll look into that, Rosetta. Getting new internet today, hopefully, so should be able to heaps more now. Nice, man. Good to hear. I get invited to Jesse Milestone's channel last night. Very fun stream. I wish I could get onto Jesse's stream, but it is so late at night. Well, she's in California, so it's not for her. But after midnight, I got to definitely keep it down. I mean, I would love to get on Jesse's stream. I would love to have a stream with Jessie sometime. She's a great woman. She's fucking funny as hell. So is Jeff, man. They are great people. Jeff and Jesse, they're great people. It was a very fun stream, and I also had so many butterflies in my stomach. It was so cool and a big experience. Exactly. And, but yeah, if I can ever get a stream with Jesse and whatnot, that would be awesome. I'm thinking of a versus stream that I could actually invite her onto. I'm thinking somebody like Han Solo versus somebody, because you know she would go on it. Maybe even that Star Wars girl. Those two I actually would want to get into a versus stream of Han Solo versus somebody. We're going to have to think of somebody in Star Wars. Maybe Atten Rand. That's my goal. And I'm going to have to reach out to Anna. Might not be very successful. So anybody who can actually get Anna's attention, let her know that Orange Hat Reviews is trying to reach out to her for a possible collaboration in August. Han Solo versus Atten Rand. Also, if you can reach out to Jesse Milestone, definitely, or yeah, her too. Because I'd love those two, or I'd love to get those two on a versus stream. Do you know when the Lord of the Rings stream is? Gonna have to brush up, dude. I think it's sometime this week. I'm not sure. It's best to ask Mara. She's the one that's hosting. But yeah, I have the 75th edition of The Hobbit over there, plus all 3 of the Lord of the Rings books in one very thick book, so I can easily tap into that stuff. I remember most of the important things here and there, but yeah, we're going to be delving into some real good stuff, and I'm going to ask a lot, and I'm on the panel. I'm actually going to ask the panel. I've asked them before, and I'm going to see if they remember. So I'm going to ask you guys a very tough question. Runner Studios, dude, trust me, read the books after, or if you see the movies, watch the extended edition of the movies, but also read the books. Do not, or if you want to do audio, fine, but there is something very pleasing about reading a Lord of the Rings book, especially out under a tree getting shade, man. Trust me, when you are tapping into Tolkien himself and doing stuff like that, reading, or just relaxing and whatnot, those books become so much better. You guys are better brush up on your Silmarillion. Well, the thing is, the Silmarillion, I don't think will be touched on too much. The way that I haven't read the Silmarillion fully through, that is sadly one book that I was not able to really read too much because it was kind of too biblical. And that's not that's not a slight towards Tolkien or his son. It's just whenever I read something that seems too biblical, and even though I am religious, it's hard to invest. It's hard to truly put all of my focus into it. I'm a small fry yet, but I'm looking forward to being able to get monetized. I have at least cracked 800 subs. And congratulations, Rosetta. Men of the West for really good Lord Rings Lord. You're damn right, guys. The Silmarillion and many other things like the Unfinished Tales, that is something, yes, I know it was all extremely biblical, but it's told in a way that it doesn't get too on the nose. Unfinished Tales is going, or if you know your Unfinished Tales, you will know what I mean, or you will know the answer to the question when we do that stream with Mara. And I'm going to ask every single one of the panelists that question. Now, I'm looking forward to getting monetized. I've been called the next Robert Osborne in emails. Interesting. I have no idea who Robert Osborne is. But yes, if anybody can actually reach out to Jesse Milestone and Anna, that Star Wars girl, I would love to do a versus stream with them, to have them, or to collaborate with them on a versus stream, whether it be a Han Solo one with Jesse, because I know that she likes Han Solo, and whether it be somebody else with Anna, that Star Wars girl. I'd love to have some, or do a collaboration, because those two are great YouTubers. Jessie, she's a firebrand in a good way. Anna, I call her the rant queen, because she does, or sometimes she does rants that are just freaking beautiful to watch. Just message Jessie on Twitter. She's slow to respond, but she totally likes to work with small channels. I will. Alrighty then. I will reach out. I wonder if she's ever played the Coder games, but I'll ask her about that. Anna, that Star Wars girl, is hot. Yes, she is attractive. And that is all I will say on that. But yeah, folks, I am going to start wrapping it up. We are getting close to the hour. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Jessie is my mouthy ass call sister. We talk a lot, and she is totally sweet. Awesome, Rosetta. So I'm going to thank everybody who showed up. Rosetta, Kamen Rider, Junebug, Fenrir Fire, Mongo, Runner Studios, Linden Hal, Fenrir Fire, I already said. Junebug Films, Mongo, I already said you guys. Who else was in? I know others were in earlier. Brian the Observer, Angry Vader, Riot Kitty. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rambling Canuck, thank you for tuning in. Cayman Rider, I think I already said. Yep. And that is all those who have come in. Thank you guys for showing up for the chat or in the chat. There we go. And check out Full Aussie on Lethal Lightning's channel Saturday mornings. Exactly, Fenrir Fire. Thank you for putting that out there. You guys are freaking amazing people. Thank you for listening to the current event stream. Anybody who catches it on the replay, y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of any of the topics we have discussed. Thank you to chat for helping me find out who was the person that runs Warner Media right now. Anyway, folks, you all are amazing, beautiful people. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. And as I say every time, stay humble.